Welcome to Don't Whistle at Night podcast, where Navajo legends echo in the shadows. Darren and Dawn will guide you through the sacred fire of native storytelling, where the old stories breathe, the unknown walks among us, and voices, long hidden, rise to be heard. And remember, don't whistle at night.
Hi, and welcome everyone to Ethereal Encounters Unveiled. Today we are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in beautiful New Orleans.
Hey, hello everybody. Hey, Joni, good to see you, hon. Welcome to Into the Night with your host, Sean Kelly, on this snowy Snowmageddon night. Yes, we got 10 inches of that snow. And now comes the shoveling part. But I have great neighbors and I got a great brother. They know about my like 3/4 of a lung, and I really can't be out there doing over strenuous stuff, which I feel bad about because I like to shovel snow, believe it or not, I do. Before we go on, I just want you to know that Mr. Dawn Yazzie and Darren, their podcast, Don't Whistle at Night, comes on right after my show tonight. So if you're still, snowed in, and you don't want to watch football, go on over and watch Dawn and Darren's podcast. They always have good guests, and they have a lot of great subjects, and they're like my brother, they're my brothers. But tonight, before I go on, I'm going to thank UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans, for allowing me to give you 2 hours a week, Sundays and Tuesday nights, from 8:10 to 9:10 p.m. And I'm really having a lot of fun doing this. I've met a lot of great people. There's a lot of other good hosts with their shows on this platform. And hey, Heidi, much love to you too. There's a lot of great hosts and shows on this platform. And if you're not doing anything during the week, just pop on UPRN and listen to one of the shows. That would be great. So tonight, okay, we are going to be talking about the Devil's Footprint. Okay. But before we get into that, okay, a little history about the devil. Back in the 4th century, Christianity took the Greek mythology, Pan, P-A-N, the half goat, half human, okay? And what they did was they drew horns on the face of Pan. And hey, Mark Eddy, and they went around and telling everybody, especially the pagans and the Druids, that that Pan was Satan, okay, with the horns. He also, they have clove hood, Who's, yes, who's. But that's how Christianity got everybody to believe that it was a beast, depict it as Satan. Good day, Mish. Good to see you. So, as we go on through the story, my friend Lisa Kirk, she sent me an article on the Devil's Footprint. And this, hey, Levi, wash your hands, booty hole man. That's funny. That's cool. But probably somebody I know, but I don't know. But you know what? Donna, good to see you. So so I read the article about the Devil's Footprint. And back in 1855, I think it was, let me pull out my AI here. Okay, no, not that one. Let me get it. There we go. Okay, on the night of February 8th, 1855, in Devon, England, a mysterious hoof-like single-file tracks appeared in deep snow, spanning over 40 to 100 miles across the countryside. The marks resembling cloven hooves and roughly 4 by 3 inches, unexpectedly crossed frozen rivers, high walls, and rooftops, creating panic and leading to theories ranging from a fox badger to the devil himself. The aspects of the 1855 event was the location. The tracks were observed throughout South Devon, spanning nearly 100 miles from Topsham to Totnes. That's crazy. You know, what is your people's opinion? What are my friends' opinions here in the chat about that? What do you think? I would be blown away if I saw that hoof marks in the snow. And back then in 1855, I believe that people really didn't know what was going on. And all the tales and all the stories that they have talked about Satan, okay, was scared the kabiji-yeejies out of them, you know. And after I got done reading this article, okay, I sat back and I contemplated. If these were a real true set of hooves, okay, hoofs. And you know, back then, people were not really well versed at making, you know, like how people go out and they make fake Bigfoot prints, okay? I don't think a person would actually, you know, make hooves. Nor do I believe that a goat stood on its hind legs and walked over 100 miles. So what could it be? Could it have been aliens? I don't know. But the way, as I continue reading this story and reading everything about it, I have no doubt in my mind, and this is my own opinion only, that it could possibly been, you know, Satan that did it. And of course, if I lived back in 1855, I'd be panicked. I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be scared. I would be. The impossible trail, the footprints were noted for their straight line, single file, bipedal nature, often continuing over rooftops. or through rather than over small gaps or hedges. What's everybody's theory on that? Do you think it's a hoax? Do you think it actually existed? When you see a set of Who's and they travel 100 miles over everything, do you think it was Satan? Or could it have been an alien? Could it be some kind of anomaly that we really don't know about? I don't know. It really makes you think, especially stories like this. Could it happen? Now, I just read here, the physical pairs, of course, resembled 4-inch horseshoes. Hey, Cindy Mitch, good to see you. And the natural causes a kangaroo on the loose, badgers or link, mice or rats. No, first of all, kangaroos don't live in England. Too damn cold. And badgers, if you ever watch videos of badgers, they wobble, okay? And they're pretty close to the ground. And then link, mice, rats, no, they're too small. Because mice and rats, they have small feet. They don't have huge feet. So yes, I do believe that it was Satan. But there's another theory to this. It's a popular later theory suggests an experimental balloon from Devonport dockyard dragging shackles. We all know, that can't be no damn balloon. And it was dragging the shackles. Because the shackle prints would be in the snow along with the hooves. And then people say it could have been a prank, which back then I do not believe they pranked people. Maybe they did, but not. I mean, if I'm going to prank somebody, I'm not going to, go 100 miles and prank somebody with it. So yes. And it's still unsolved today. What are your theories? I would love to hear your theories, especially to everybody over there in England who watched my show. I would like to hear your responses. I like to hear it from people in the chat. What do you think? So every theory that they could come up with, you can just flush it down the toilet. I guess because that now when people read about it, okay, we're a lot smarter, I think, back then. I think living in the 21st century, especially me, I've gone through 6 decades. And I've seen it all. I might be about 9 fries short of a Happy Meal. But but when it comes to looking and observing things, observing situations, okay, I'm up there. I mean, it's only common sense. But with people today, that people don't have common sense. They read something and automatically draw a conclusion on whatever it is. Could have been, the devil who's walking over in England in 1855. Automatically, they started saying it was Satan. Like people, talking about the Snowmageddon that we had. There were people actually posting chemtrails. They were seeding the clouds. And I'm going to throw this conspiracy out, and I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I truly believe that this was man-made, and that's my opinion. If you think I'm a nutcase, I'm a nutcase, but that's my opinion. So despite investigations, the exact origin of the 1855 Devonshire footprints remains one of Britain's most famous unsolved mysteries. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think? I'm going to go dive deeper in the AI mode here, see what they come up with. Okay, so we're getting, hey, Lisa Kirk, good to see you. Kevin, good to see you. I'm glad you two stopped in too with everybody else. This is great. Now I'm happy. So on this thing, they got dive deeper into AI, so I have a little bit more stuff to read about this. But I want your opinions, though. I would like to know what you feel. Could it have been Satan that they're claiming it could be? Do we trust people? I'm sure that story was, spoke to from generations to generations to generations. And, well, you know how a story goes. You know how you get in that big circle and you say, hi, my name is Sean. And you have to repeat it. And pretty soon, my name is Jane or Fred or Ralph. So who knows exactly what happened? But if the incident is true, okay. Hey, that girl, good to see you. If it is true, okay, then more than likely, without a doubt, it was probably Satan. The 1855 incident on the morning of February 9th, 1855. Oh, that's cool. Residents across South and East Devon discovered thousands of mysterious hoof-like marks in newly fallen snow. The tracks were reported in over 30 locations, stretching across a distance variously estimated between 40 and 100 miles. The appearance, each print was roughly 4 inches long and 3 inches wide, resembling a cloven hoof. They were laid out in a single file line, suggesting a bipedal creature rather than a four-legged animal. There was impossible obstacles. The most unsettling aspect was the path of the tracks. They allegedly traveled in straight lines over high walls, haystacks, and rooftops. Hey, Joe Fox, good to see you, buddy. And even appeared to cross a river. In some cases, they led up to the doors and windows before continuing on the other side. Now, we got the popular theories and explanations. Now, remember, everybody, they still is unresolved. Okay, it's still unresolved. Kevin says they were seen a few days ago before this cold snap. Oh, the Aurora Borealis. Okay. The popular theories and explanations. The event sparkled a localized panic, with many contemporary residents believing the devil had walked the land. Modern and historical investigations have proposed several natural and human explanations. Now, this is here where we can laugh. Animal activity. Many believe the tracks were made by local wildlife, whose prints were distorted by melting and refreezing. Common culprits include hopping mice. There's going to be a mouse that's hopping for over 40 to 100 miles? I don't think so. Badgers and otters. Sir Richard Owen, a famous biologist of the time, suggested badgers. I don't believe that. And you all know what badgers walk. You know how they walk. You know how low they sit to the ground. Ain't no way. No way. And here's a good one. Again, the escaped kangaroos. In the wintertime in England in 1855. A popular contemporary rumor claimed 2 kangaroos had escaped from a private, I guess, zoo. That's what it says here. And you know what? The balloon, that can go to hell. I mean, dragging 2 shackles with it. Come on. You all know that ain't right. And mass hysteria? No, it isn't, Lisa. Not at all. It isn't normal activity. And mass hysteria and hoaxing. Historians like Mike Dash suggest a combination of factors, including real animal tracks, localized hoaxes by pranksters, and mass hysteria that linked unrelated sets of prints into one impossible trail. Horseshit. That's what I say. Horseshit. They might have someone, okay. The modern sighting. The mystery was briefly reignited in March of 2009 when a resident of North Devon discovered a similar set of cloven tracks in her garden. Biologists who examined these prints were unable to definitely identify the animal, though some suggested that they were the tracks of a rabbit or a hare distorted by the snow's condition. Bullshit. That's a bunch of horseshit. Definitely. Let's see. Lisa says, how did the people hoaxing the prints not leave prints of their own? True. Yes, true. You're correct. I don't know. It's not. It isn't no hoaxing. I have no doubt in my mind, okay, everybody, that it was the freaking devil. It was Satan. Now, before I go on to my break, I just want to reiterate what I said at the beginning, that back in the 4th century, Christianity, wanted to scare the Druids and the pagans back then. And they took the Greek mythology thing, Pan, P-A-N, okay? And that was the dude that was half man, half goat. And what the Christians did, what Christianity did, is they took the face of Pan and they drew horns on him, okay? They drew horns on him. And that's how Satan, or the devil, got the picture of the horns on his head. It's true. Running up to God. Blew me away. And you know that goats have, goats are, they have hoofs. I don't know. But I know in my heart, okay, and what I believe in and what I think, and you know me, I call it as I see it. Hey, Robbie, good to see you, man. Good to see you, brother. I have no doubt in my mind it was Satan or the devil, whoever you want to call him, making those tracks back in 1855, February 8th. So right now we're at the bottom of the hour. Okay, so I'm going to go take my 2 minute break. Okay, so everybody, go out, go to the bathroom, grab a cigarette, get a coffee, do what you got to do. And I want to thank everybody for listening to the show tonight. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. And I will see you back here in 2 minutes. Let me see. Be right back. I like that.
Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the second part of Into the Night with Mo Shonley. And yes, I survived Snowmageddon. Yes, I did. Kevin Beckerel, we got 10 inches of fake snow mixed in with real snow. So we got 10 inches here in Pittsburgh, and in other parts of Pennsylvania, I don't know what people got, but I know in the area, we got about 10 inches of snow. And right now, as I checked my weather report, I saw the map, and there's no more snow coming in this way for a while. So I guess we survived. And it was 23 degrees out today, so it was pretty cool. I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 Mississippi, 107.7 New Orleans, for allowing me to give you 2 hours a week, Sunday and Tuesday nights, 8:10 to 9:10 p.m. Sunday night and Tuesday night. Right after my show tonight, you got Mr. Dawn and Darren Yazzie, their podcast, Don't Whistle at Night. Whenever my show is finished, once you go over and go visit them and listen to their podcasts, because they have really good podcasts. They really do. And they do have a lot of good guests that do come on. And they have some really, really interesting things that they talk about. They're Navajo. And it's interesting. But continuing with my show tonight, so We are talking in the first half about the situation over in Devon, England in 1855, um, February 8th. There was a lot of hoofs that were seen in the fresh snow. Oh, you got 5 to 6 inch snow in Illinois? Okay. And back then there was a mass hysteria about it was Satan making those footprints. And for the people who are just tuning in right now, before I started the thing, Greek mythology, Pan, P-A-N, back in the 4th century, Christianity actually took Pan and drew horns on the face of Pan. You know what, Joni? I do not know. I don't have an answer for that. Is there anybody in the chat room that could answer this for Joni? Why is the goat a symbol of Satan? I don't know. Maybe the horns. I don't know. So if anybody's out there, could they please answer Joni's McGill question there? Why is the goat a symbol of Satan? I really don't have an answer for you, hon. So now there was another famous story about the devil's footprint. And this was in the famous black mark resembling a footprint on the floor of the Cathedral of Our Dear Lady in Munich, Germany. According to legend, the architect tricked the devil into financing the church, which the devil, upon realizing it had windows, stomped in fury, leaving the mark. They pissed off the devil. I wouldn't want to do it. Now, the key aspects of the devil's footprint legend in Germany, okay, the builder made a pact with the devil to build a church without windows. The devil, seeing no windows from a specific spot, stomped his foot in anger when he realized the windows were hidden by pillars. I don't know everything, Joni. I don't. I sure don't. I'm getting up there in age here, Joni, so I don't know. The physical mark, the mark is a black boot-like print visible on a stone tile near the entrance, which has been part of the cathedral's lore since the 15th century. So I guess Satan was popping up there back then, huh? The 15th century, the 19th century. I guess he does hang around. I guess he does make his ways. Whoa, here you go, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. The goat became a symbol of the devil through a blend of biblical imagery, goats representing sin, rebellion, versus sheep, obedience. Pagan connections, Greek and Pan, ancient scapegoat rituals, Azrael, who's a Baphomet image representing vice and equilibrium. Early Christians demonized pagan natural gods like Pan, who were depicted as goat-like and linked them to Satan, solidifying the association. Joni, there's your answer. Thank you, Lisa Kirk, for getting the answer for her. I appreciate that very, very much. Why would anyone make a pact with the devil? Well, Joni, to be honest with you, when you're down on your luck and you need, you want to make something financial or you want to become somebody famous, similar like that, you're going to make the deal. You're going to make the deal. And there's probably a lot of people that did make a deal with the devil. But once you make the deal with the devil, you only have like 10 years or so. I don't really know what the deal is on that. And then the devil comes and takes your soul. I was watching some stuff on YouTube today, or the other day, where The Rock, all of a sudden, he was just a low life wrestler, just making some money, and then all of a sudden, boom, right, boom, he became all jacked up, honest to gosh. And he became very popular, became a movie star. He was buff, really, really buff. Now, if you look at him, okay, if you look at him now, he's not so buff anymore. Yes, it is scary. Joni, it is scary. Ah, there's a ghost. Just knocking on my wall. No shit. There's a ghost that knocked on my wall. That's cool as hell. But I don't know. The legend, the builder made a pact. Okay. The physical mark. The mark is a black boot-like print visible on the stone tile near the entrance. Other sites, similar legends exist elsewhere, such as a rock with a hole in Ucasville, Connecticut, and mysterious hoof-like marks in Devon, England in 1855. It is cool as hell. Yeah, they ain't Santa Claus. I could tell you that. And it's not the roof. It's not the reindeers either. The footprint is a popular tourist attraction in Munich and is often associated with the Fays. I don't know German. I cannot pronounce German. But look it up on, all you got to do is Google it, the Devil's Footprint, and you can read about it even more. Okay, let me see what we got here. Okay. So the description of the prints. The impressions resembled a small continuous horseshoe or a cloven hoof measuring about 4 inches and 3 inches wide with a consistent stride of 8 to 16 inches. Ooh. Okay. Oh, hey, where's my Canadian buddies? Mish. Not Mish, I'm sorry. Kevin and Vet Girl. You still in there? You still in there? Oh, no. Keels, Newfoundland, Canada. Imprints in the bedrock resembling cloven hoof prints. Geological, studies indicate these are natural geological formations, specifically cavities left where carbonate nodules have eroded out through local folklore, attributes them to the devil dancing. Did you ever hear about that, Kevin? This is in Newfoundland. Keels, Keels. It's the imprints in the bedrock resembling cloven hoof prints. But what the folklore is, they attribute it to the devil dancing. This stuff's a pretty interesting shit, man. But I find this to be pretty interesting. Absolutely interesting. And like I told you, I believe it was Satan. I believe it was. Yeah, look it up, Kevin, please. Whenever you have you having trouble with the video feed, probably the storm, buddy. Probably the storm. I mean, the storm's gone away here in Pittsburgh, but you'll be catching it. You're probably right in the middle of it. But well, I want to know what everybody else has to say about it. I really do. Do you actually believe that I know I believe. I want to know, do you believe if the devil made the hoof marks? I do know that it was. But I don't know. I guess the devil comes in mysterious ways. The devil comes in mysterious ways. Maybe he comes to you. Maybe he don't. 12 inches since 6 a.m. Still going strong. We got 10 total, buddy. If the devil what? If the devil just pops up anywhere, Kevin. Lisa says that I believe it was Satan also. With the state that the world is in right now, he's running rampant all over the place. That's true. And Mitch says everything works in mysterious ways. Yeah. Oh, you missed the question. Oh, okay. For Canada? Oh, Lord. Have you ever heard of in Kiel, Newfoundland, about the holes in the rock? He is sneaky. Oh yeah, definitely. And he always and Joe says Satan always announces his intentions. And then Mish says maybe the essence of our soul is half godly, half devil. That was my brother, Cindy. He has a big mouth. Seriously. Hey, Heidi. Good to see you, buddy. Oh, boy. Oh, you got a blizzard going now. Yeah, the double question. Have you ever heard about the holes in a rock in Newfoundland? Keel, Keel. Have you ever heard of that? And they call it. No, you never heard of that. Okay. Just asking. Well, I'm glad you're home and safe now, Heidi. I'm glad you're home and safe. But yeah, Satan does come in every forms. And like Lisa said, the way the world is today, I mean, he's running amok all over the place. And what can we do? And you thought it was a ghost, Cindy. That's funny. No, it was my brother. He has a big mouth. I love my brother. And everybody, my brother's doing great. My brother's doing okay. He's healing pretty good. For me, I go back to working full time starting tomorrow, and I'm excited about that. My next MRI is in May. Yes, Kevin, absolutely. What's for lunch, Mish? What are you cooking, buddy? But so we'll see what happens. I'm doing okay. With the devil, though, and Satan, this world they overtaken the world. Oh, you have that girl. You have. That's awesome. But I don't know. I guess we got to stick to our guns. And anyway, the only way to fight evil, okay, is to be good with good intentions. And to treat everybody with respect. And love them spiritually. And make sure they're okay. And take care of people. But but people out there, the pedophiles, the mass murderers, all them assholes out there. I guess Satan has them wrapped around. Thank you, buddy. Yes, in May, my next MRI or CT scan, whatever, probably both. So I don't know. What do you guys think about? You know what? I don't know, Mish. I don't know. Lisa says love will defeat the devil. Why is it so important to carry love in our hearts? It is important. It is important to show love, to feel love, to give love. It's a 4-letter word that means you care. Love is caring. And we need more of that now because the world's gone to hell. It really has. And all we can do, if we can actually, honestly, if we can actually do one good thing a day, if we could do one good thing for another person or another animal or another plant or another tree, if we show love, maybe we'll defeat evil. Joe Fox says, from the beginning of human history, Satan has made his intentions clear. His first recorded interaction was with Eve in the Garden of Eden, where he questioned God's word and introduced doubt. This moment marked the start of the ongoing efforts to lead humanity away from God. Shelley says, Mish says, yes, they passed hate speech in our country. We are doomed. Kevin, you're funnier than hell. The devil made me do it. But yeah, my theory, everybody has seen my shows where I say Lucifer got a raw deal. But that's for another time. So let's spread love. Let's give love. And maybe we can defeat the devil. Maybe we can defeat evil. So let me ask you this question. Do you think evil was man-made? What do you think? Was evil man-made? Did we just talk about evil so much every day that it became part of our society? Then you have to ask yourself, why do people want to be evil? What's it get them? It could be a balanced mission. Yeah, absolutely. And you got a point there with the balance of the yin and the yang. If you have all good and no evil, I mean, the world would be effed up, I would think. So you need to have that evil in there. But you know what? People actually find out that, with them, saying, oh, I want this, I want that. Hey, mate, I really loved your stream and enjoyed being part of your fan community. Would you mind adding me up on Discord? What is it? Yeah. I'll have to figure out how to do that, Pat. Path of Matrix. Okay. Kevin says, I think we ate the forbidden fruit and the snake came gore so evil. Good began. I like a balance. The networks, apparently ratings. Oh, yeah, true. But it is the end of the show. And don't forget, right after my show tonight, okay, you have Mr. Don and Darren Yazzie. Their podcast, Don't Whistle at Night, is coming on right after mine. So please hang around, watch their show, and, and tell them I said hello. Children, if you can, please go to your parents, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. Thank you, Mish. Heidi says, agree, balance, universal law. And parents, please go to your children, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And if you have no parents and if you have no children, find somebody, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. Because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way. And on that note, good night, everybody. Stay warm. We'll see you Tuesday night. Good night.